Look, check that out. We don't listen to Jeremy Vine and political wrangling. Look, we're back on the granite project, and if you just have a little look over there, you'll be able to see how it's come over there. And it's looking good, it's getting there. It's looking a bit dirty at the moment. We need to clean it up. But unfortunately, with all the bad weather we've had, and we've walked and tracked backwards and forwards, the only access in the garden is down that bank. Well, we can come up that part, but we have to come up quite a few steps, and we can't push the wheelbarrow up there. But look, we're creating another circle area. This is going to be a split level system from that circle to this circle, and then we're going to get the steps on this meandering path that's going to link the two areas up. We're nearly getting there now, and like I said, I had to pull off for a couple of days, or a couple of weeks rather. What am I saying? A couple of weeks we've been off the job, simply because the weather was bad. Rain, frost, snow, it was all here. So I decided that it wasn't conducive to the split level system that we're creating here. But what I do, I really feel that the paving these days, well, you see the calibrated paving is so thin, it's not like it used to be years ago. So we have to think differently how we're laying paving. And I think the substrate, or the sub-base, not the substrate, the substrate is the dig. The sub-base needs to be a little bit different. So what we're doing here is we're going to be putting, well, we've put a lean mix bed in, which is a dry lean, which is a very weak concrete mix. And what you'll find in these situations, that when it's compacted, okay, and with a little bit of cement in, there's chip-ins and the sharp sand, it's going to make sure it maintains its integrity. It's going to stay the same shape. And what you see all too often, well, you will see it, but sub-base sometimes it can move, okay? It doesn't matter how much you compact it, it can move. And what you'll find is this is a weak mix, and you run it too strong, because if it's too strong, it'll crack, it'll be like concrete, it'll break its back. So it's a lean mix or a dry lean bed, and that's going to ensure that it stays all together and not move. What you find is that when you're using a dry lean bed and you compact it like this, it's going to be a lot flatter. Where you have the tight one, sometimes you have big stone in there, and that aggregate will be seen, okay? Unless you've got a bit of fines in it, you'll have the big stone, and then the water can get in between there. But what you find with this, it's all nice and even and all nice and flat, and it's just going to bind together a little bit better. It doesn't mean to say type 1 isn't bad, it's good. MOT, that's what you need, but I feel that you can go the extra mile. There's a little bit more expense in this part, but I feel it's a better job. Here we are. As you see, I've got a decent fall on that to get the water off, but like I said, I feel that the paving these days is quite thin, it's calibrated, and because it's thin, you have to think how you're laying it, and one of the best ways to ensure that it's not going to be compromised that you're paving in any way. Certainly when you're using the new types of paving that are out there now. Like years ago, it was like a 50 mil, it was nice and thick, and because it was thick, it didn't really move, and you could lay it on a sand bed. Because it's getting thinner now, we have to think how we're laying the paving. Really, we should be laying it in the same way as what they're doing the tiling inside. And just to fine off the surface areas of what we're doing. So we put a lean mix on this area, which is a dry lean. It's a weak mix, okay? It's not concrete. And what that's going to do is just going to, like I said in the last video, it stays together, it maintains its integrity. It's not going to move as what a sub-base would do. And if you look at that now, I've been whackering and whackering this. I've put the level on there, and look, it's flat. Completely flat, and that's the difference. When you're using an MOT, a sub-base, you really have to scrape around, keep going over it, keep whackering it, you get it right. Some guys are quite clever with that, keep going over the whacker plate, keep leveling off to the nice smooth area. In fact, you can put a nice fine on a stone desk on top of that, and it gets a nice level, and sometimes that will separate. Where you use the dry lean mix, you kill a two birds with one stone. It's as simple as that. I'm in, and just had a cup of tea, bit of bread and cheese.